Hello, my name is Nightshade, and I'm here to share the destination Fort Scratchley and why you should visit the Historical Museum. Fort Scratchley is a former coastal defence installation in Newcastle East, New South Wales, Australia. It was built in 1882 to defend the city against a possible Russian attack, but its guns were not fired in anger until the 8th of June 1942 during the shelling of Newcastle. The headland, now known as Fort Scratchley, has two natural features which stood out. Height offered a lookout of the area and seams of coal around the base. These were recognised not just by Europeans, but local Aboriginal tribes. Today it is a museum and an interesting part of Newcastle military history. Being built 143 years ago, it allows us to peer into the past and the conditions our ancestors had to fight in. Fort Scratchley is on the eastern end of on the site originally named Brathwaite's Head by Lieutenant John Shortland. Convicts created Australia's first coal mine here in 1801. To protect the coastline in case of attack in 1828, a fort named Fort Battlesticks was constructed, and the site became known as Signal Hill. Further fears of an enemy attack saw a permanent facility completed, and it was renamed Fort Scratchley after Lieutenant Peter Scratchley, who handled the planning the permanent facility. During World War I, the fort was upgraded with the provision of a battery observation post constructed in 1914. During World War II, the fort was further upgraded with the extension of the battery observation post and the provision of the searchlight directing station, and blast walls were constructed in 1942. Two guns were fired at Japanese submarines which shelled the city on the 8th of June 1942. Depending on what time of year you want to visit varies what you want to take. If you're visiting in summer, you need the summer attire, t-shirt, shorts, and a water bottle. On the other hand, if you visit in winter, you will need a jumper, long sleeve t-shirt, track pants or jeans, and a water bottle. Fort Scratchley is a historical site. You can go on tunnel tours for 90 minutes, then you can stay an additional 30 minutes to go on an unguided walkthrough and explore places throughout the fort. The guided tours begins at the tunnel entrance. You may have already passed it. Sorry, and let me just get a drink of water. Hang on. You may have already passed it without realizing it was really there. Your guide, dressed in full uniform, will greet you, ready to transport you back in time. The Fort Scratchley tour guides are incredibly passionate and knowledgeable about their sense of humour, and that makes the tour interesting and fun. My kitten just decided to show up, so let's take a quick kitty break. She is so cute, eh? There you go, kitty kitty. Okay, let's get back to it. The forts already read that part, sorry. And their sense of humour makes the tour interesting and fun. The guides involve children on the tour, asking them questions and testing them on the facts throughout the walk. They are great at keeping kids engaged, which is vital when a tour consists of talking and standing for long periods of time. Entry to the grounds is free, but tours of the historical tunnel and gun emplacements are subject to a charge. The site is open 6 days per week, closed Tuesdays, and subject to weather conditions, the timed gun is fired daily. Okay. Sorry, I had to get my mouse. It was a little bit hard to scroll and all that. Let me just move everything. My mouse a little bit closer. This attraction is 100% volunteer operated. Well, so now we have a few quotes. Well-preserved historic fort with helpful and knowledgeable staff. These views are outstanding and the sun was welcome. But what it must be like for the gunners in the height on Australian summer can only be imagined. That is a review from 10 best couple activities and things to do in Australia from the TripAdvisor. Guided tours are led by passionate Fort Scratchley Historical Society volunteers with a wealth of knowledge about the site. I got that from Fort Scratchley Tunnel Tours. Visit Newcastle. Tunnel tours are available and offer unique insight into the history of the site. Tours are offered at regular intervals each day. Unfortunately, due to the narrow stairwells and hallways, the tour is unsuitable for wheelchairs, walkers, prams, and strollers. Current public health orders, the venue capacity is limited to 12 visitors per tunnel. Fort Scratchley has a tradition of firing a gun at 1 p.m. to coincide with the Customs House time ball drop. The time ball and the gun firing at precisely 1 p.m. was used in ports around the world in the 19th century to allow sea captains to adjust their navigational instruments. Time ball and gun firing at precisely 1 p.m. was used in ports around the world in the 19th century to allow sea captains to adjust their navigational instruments. Newcastle is one of the few ports around the world that can fire a gun in tandem with the drop of a time ball. This firing is sponsored by Newcastle Ports Corp and Hunterwater. This trading is best viewed from the parade ground at Fort Scratchley with Customs House in the background. There are often extraordinary events in the school holidays and activities to mark Australia Day and Anzac Day, gun firings to mark visiting cruise ships, and regular tours for visitors. Last but not least, how you actually be changed by your experience. I personally think you'll be changed by your experience because the experience will broaden your understanding of the past and heritage of Fort Scratchley. And the tour guides are highly informative, and reviews say it is a must-see in Newcastle. Watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!